Hey y'all, it's Renika. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I wanted to do a quick little realistic tour of my home studio setup. I have people reach out to me, mostly girls who look just like me, who are interested in having their own studio set up at home, and this is something that I have been very, very passionate about, like creating my own home studio setup and having a sacred, safe place for me to record music, which is one of the most important things for me in this entire world. So I just wanted to show you a quick, realistic tour of my home studio. And I keep saying realistic because I feel like there's kind of this, I don't want to say misconception necessarily, but you do not need to have like a super fancy, super decked out studio with like all these different equipments and things like that. Of course, depending on exactly what you want to do, but I personally just record and mix my songs. I don't really produce beats that much, although there is like one song on my album that's coming out soon that I did produce myself, which was very, very cool, very, very fun. But for the most part, I just record vocals. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little tour just to show you like what equipment I use and how it goes down. Okay, so let's get started with the equipment. I am currently recording my vocals in Studio One. Studio One is my favorite DAW that there is. I love Studio One. I think that it's so simple. It was the easiest DAW for me to learn. When I was first starting out on YouTube, I was watching tutorial after tutorial. I would watch people make music in different DAWs just to like get a feel for what the DAWs had, and Studio One was the one that stuck out to me and it just spoke to me. It seemed the most familiar from other programs that I'd work with, like with video editing and stuff. Okay, here is a up close and personal little view of my setup. And here is my reflection filter with the microphone that I use, my AT4040. I use this on all of my songs. My headphones, which are semi-open back. There's like closed back and there's open back, and I have semi-open back because I like to be able to mix in headphones a lot of the time. And then I have my Focusrite interface, which I don't really use much anymore, but that was my first interface that I ever got. And I have my UA Era, which is what I'm using right now. You see the meters going cray cray. And there's my coffee. And I have this monitor. Sometimes I just like to put like cool, like little pictures or like cool little videos. Sometimes I'll watch throwback videos like from the 90s and stuff just for like the vibe. And then my monitors, my Beyonce, more monitors, more Beyonce. Let's see what else. Oh, down here I have a little trash, and then I have this book, which is a book of songs. Like all of my early songs that I wrote are in this bad boy. This thing has history on it, bro. Look at this. Like, look how old the papers are. But all of these are songs that I wrote, and like none of them have any beats to go with them. Every song that you're seeing right here are songs that I wrote completely in my head without any actual beat. Like I just wrote what I heard in my head, and it just came out, you know? But yeah, I will keep this until the day I die. I will keep this forever. It's such a beautiful collection of memories that I have. All right, and speaking of another collection of beautiful memories, here are some of my favorite artists ever and some of my biggest inspirations. Actually, I think all of these women are my biggest inspirations. I really am inspired by Brandy vocally. I think she has like one of the most amazing textures in her voice. And then Tinashe, she is actually the main person who, hold on, let me turn this around so I can really like explain this to you. So Tinashe is actually the person who really inspired me to have my own home studio set up. She has this video up on her YouTube channel where she is producing and recording in her home studio. And when I saw that video, it was like the first time that I realized like, oh my gosh, I can do that too. Like, it's possible for someone like me to do that in their own home. Like, this is completely possible for me. And funny story, I did end up meeting her one day before her concert. She did a meet and greet in Chicago, and I told her that. I was like, you really inspire me to want to have my own home studio. Like, I want to have my own home studio. And she looked at me and she just told me, do it. Like, those simple 2 words, do it, almost single-handedly the reason why I even have this set up is because she really helped me realize that like this is possible for me. I will never forget that moment. It was such a turning point, pivotal moment. So Tinashe, if you're ever seeing this and if I ever see you again, I will let you know that that moment changed my life, and watching you do what you do in your own home studio and be a freaking badass inspired me to bring out my badassness. So thank you. Okay, back to the wall. Of course, we have Beyonce. I love Beyonce. I feel like her ad-libs, especially in her Destiny's Child days, and her low vocals in her Destiny's Child days really inspire a lot of my ad-libs and nuances in my music. Then we have Rihanna. I was a huge fan of Rihanna when I was like a preteen, you know, and I was just very inspired by her edginess, and I really like to incorporate that edginess in my music as well. Then we have Mariah Carey, who I more recently realized I was really inspired by. I've always listened to Mariah Carey, or I've always known her music, but in the past year or so, I really dove into her discography, especially this baby right here, the Butterfly album. And like, her vocals are just so luscious, and on top of that, her songwriting, I'm so inspired by her songwriting. And who else is on this wall? Oh, Baby Girl. Like, I feel like I don't even really have to explain that one. And she's also over here, and this painting was done by me. I love this painting. I used to paint a lot more frequently, but I don't really do it much anymore. I'll probably pick it back up at some point. And of course, we have me, my little poster. This is just something that I love to keep near this studio space, just to remind me of, you know, that I am also an inspiration to myself too. And down here, I keep one of my vision boards. Okay, and this is just like an overview of my little space, my little creative little nook. I am so comfortable here and so glad that I have this. I'm so grateful, so blessed. And also something that I have on the side of my studio space on my whiteboard, which I'm not going to show the entire thing because there's some personal things on there, but I have these little pictures of little me, little Nika, just to remind myself of like whose dream this is right now, like whose dream I am fighting for. And I also just love that she gets to watch, like she gets to see like me make these dreams come true. It's so amazing. And then also just for the shits and giggles, I love this. I made this at one of my jobs a little while ago. Nikonse. Nikonse is one of my alter egos. That's my inner Beyonce in me. That's my inner Sasha Fierce, honestly. And yeah. that is also, I'm going to share this. This is also some commandments that I made for myself in terms of my music and things that I want to stick by and stick with. And it was inspired by the Writings on the Wall album and how they go through the entire album. It's just this like, thou shalt know, she got it like that and all that. But yeah, this is my little studio. I actually do want to get some studio monitor like stands so that I can like get these monitors off this desk. Like ideally that's what I would want to do, but also I'm not super pressed. I'm not super pressed about it. I usually mix in my headphones for the most part. Like I don't mind mixing in headphones, so I don't pay too much heavy attention on my studio monitors, which is probably not the best thing. IDK, oh, it's 222. I always catch that, or I've been catching that a lot lately. Anyway, okay, babies, that is my quick, realistic tour of my home studio. I will link all the equipment that I use in this space down in the description box. And if you have any questions on how I record my music or anything related to this space, anything related to recording music or how you can get started or anything like that, just let me know. Leave me a comment. I will be so happy to help you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am so grateful, and I hope that you have so much love in your heart wherever you are. I hope that you are living in your greatest purpose on purpose, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.